Trump 2024.
Yeah, we're out here at Peanut Island, but we're going to get right back into it because he's got muscles. The U.S. government does not, because the U.S. government is broke. And today we're going to talk about the debt ceiling. We're going to talk about the debt ceiling impacting the Florida housing market. And we're going to get into it right now. So we're going to walk away from the beach because, believe it or not, we got mobbed by attention. And I really don't want to be mobbed by attention right now. Now, if you've been working with me in the past or you're one of my clients, you have met Peter. Peter is an all-star real estate professional. He is an expert and a secret weapon as part of my team. He is his own independent brand, irrespective of me. However, his niche and his superpower is in the real estate investment space. So before we get too far into that, I want to address the issues that are happening right now, because we've got the debt ceiling crisis. If you've watched for a while, you know that I talked about the liquidity crisis that will destroy the housing market almost a year ago. And the debt ceiling crisis that we're experiencing right now is not too different. Now, I'll tell you why it's different and compare and contrast as to what's actually happening. But here's where we're at right now. The US debt ceiling, 3.14 trillion is where we're at, and we're about to have a real problem with that. So what can be done? Well, right now you've got the Republicans and you've got Biden, you've got McCarthy trying to negotiate a deal around it. And what's scary about this is if they don't come to terms, then we could very likely default on that debt. The consequences of defaulting on that debt would be cataclysmic, not just to the housing market, but every market. I think the odds of that not happening, some sort of resolution being made, are 0%. And here's why. The president has the authority to push through a budget as empowered by the 14th Amendment. So a lot of this is just much ado about nothing. However, when I was a stockbroker, I went through this every few years. And the last time we had a debt ceiling crisis was 2011. And the volatility that existed in the leading markets, the stock markets, around uncertainty became incredibly volatile. That's what you're going to see. And that's what we're seeing right now, except that the stock market basically shrugged this off. It did not seem to care, but the market hates uncertainty. And make no mistake, my friends, we are headed into a very uncertain and volatile time. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I've talked about what I think about analysts. Analysts are wrong all the time. Analysts are paid to produce a report in which the market buys, and they use that to support whatever position it is that they're trying to support. Well, Fitch came out and put us on a negative watch. And on August 5th of 2011, the S&P downgraded the US credit score. And guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. Nobody cared. It was a complete and total non-event. And I suspect the similar thing will happen here. But in the interim, what do we have? Well, we've got third-party credit agencies and analysts who are notoriously wrong and unreliable and unsophisticated and inaccurate, which are downgrading the U.S. credit score. Whoop-de-freaking-do. And here's why I say that. And here is proof positive as to how accurate these credit rating agencies are, because Moody's gave SVB Bank an A rating right before it went into receivership. That's how great these analysts are. Right before they go bust, they give it an A rating. But what's not garbage is the 14th Amendment, which allows the president to ram the budget through and has the authority to do so in order to ensure that the U.S. can cover its debts, because Congress refuses to pass laws to create a budget based on the ebb and flows of tax receipts. And make no mistake, people, the folks that will be footing the bill for all of this is you and me and Peter and Brooke, our top analysts. Taxpayers, in the form of higher taxes. So all of this posturing, all of this political uncertainty, all of this fear and doubt and terror that exists right now around the debt ceiling could have been completely alleviated by Biden passing a budget through executive order. But here is what's going to happen either which way, because the markets hate uncertainty. And whether there's a resolution or whether Biden forces his budget through via executive order, the markets are going to tank. The economy is going to tank. It will freeze up liquidity in a way we have not seen since the great financial crisis. And credit has been tightening, and the monetary policy has been tightening unbelievably since Big Papa Powell started doing his thing. So all of this is predictable. But if there's not resolution, you can expect there's going to be massive volatility in the housing market, stock market, and any other market that exists. But here's something to think about. If Biden creates a precedent, and he does ram his budget through executive order, you can bet your sweet bippy that future presidents are going to do the same thing. It will create a new standard, and they won't be hijacked or held up by Congress as far as budgets are concerned anymore. Now, first and foremost, let's be clear. It's Memorial Day. We're out here, we're celebrating. We are honoring the men and women who have given their lives for our country, for our freedoms, and Florida is free. The number one export for Florida is freedom. Look around. It's amazing. And although there is tremendous volatility that is seeping into the housing markets here, there still is no evidence of any type of crash. Although sales have fallen off a cliff in terms of overall sales throughout every market, which are down somewhere between 30 and 40%, the market still trades. The housing market is always good for someone. And the buyers that are buying now are getting exactly what they want right now, despite the fact that mortgage interest rates are damn near 9%. But you can bet your sweet ass they're going to be 10% or higher very soon. Now, Peter, I want to invite you into this conversation because I've been droning on. You're working with investors on a daily basis. What are you seeing in the market today?
So the thing is, working with investors, one of the things that I'm seeing is that now more than ever, they're ready, willing, and able to jump into the market. There's deals that are there to be made. We're making aggressive offers. We're getting pre-approved. We're using OPM, other people's money. And the thing is, we're getting deals that otherwise would have not happened. And the thing is, we're a lot less rate sensitive when it comes to the investor side of things. Meaning that as long as the deal makes sense, the numbers make sense. If it's a 6%, 7%, or to your point, Chris, that 10% rate, the investors are still willing to put their money where their mouth is, pick up the deal, knowing that they're going to be picking up the right deal, even though technically by inventory numbers, we are in the seller's market, right?
Well, what you didn't say, and I'm going to jump in here and interject, I hope you don't mind, is we're not going out there and paying full price on anything right now. We are highly selective. We are targeting the right homes and ensuring that we negotiate the best deals for our clients, but also ensuring they understand what the risks inherent are. Because irrespective of what the housing market is going to do today, because if the housing market goes to zero today, in 10 years, it will be trading at a new all-time high. But we want to ensure that whoever we work with has clarity as to what the worst case scenario is, but more importantly, what the future looks like. And my friends, it's Memorial Day. The future looks bright. Now, I hope you enjoyed this content. And if you did, please subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. Check me out on Twitter. And Peter, please send us out. Check out my next video. And please, Peter, take us out.
From our families to yours, happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all the men and women who have served and gave us this ability and this freedom to be able to enjoy today.
And until next time, peace.